Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going to present for our course Accounting for Islamic Finance, ACC 3603 for Operational Framework for Islamic Bank and Institutions. First, let me introduce our group members. We have Ahmad Shafiq bin Noraznan, Muhammad ZULHAKIMI bin Muhammad NASIR, Muhammad ALIFF ZAILAN bin Muhammad NASIR, and me, myself, Muhammad AMIRUL bin ZAID. Introduction. Accounting in Islamic banking can be described as a framework for giving data to clients that allows them to operate an organization or group according to Sharia or Islamic law. The manner information is communicated. It is the key distinction between Islamic and conventional accounting. As can be seen, Islamic accounting clearly offers all information to potential clients, whereas conventional accounting only delivers a limited amount of information. However, did you know that because banks are formed and operated differently, the implementation of financial reporting varies from bank to bank across the country. As a result, the primary goal of this project is for us to learn about the differences in how Islamic and conventional banks operate. We must compare and contrast the most recent annual reports of one Islamic bank and one conventional bank in Malaysia, as well as one Islamic bank that adheres to the FAS standard in terms of background, basis of financial statement preparation, Sharia compliant alternative to conventional financial instruments, differences of components in the statement of financial position, and differences of components in the statement of comprehensive income. Our group has decided to use RHB Islamic Bank as an Islamic bank, Afin Bank as a conventional bank, and Jordan Islamic Bank as a FAS compliant Islamic bank. We will go over the financial reporting in great depth so that we can comprehend it better and have a better understanding of it. Background of the bank. For Malaysian Conventional Bank, we chose Afin Bank Berhad. Afin Bank Berhad is a completely owned subsidiary of Afin Holding Berhad, which is publicly traded on the Malaysian Stock Exchange. Following a merger between the former Perwira Afin Bank Berhad and BSN Commercial Berhad in August 2000, it began operations in January 2001. It amalgamated with the previous Afin ACF Finance Berhad in June 2005. The tagline, Banking Without Barriers, refers to the removal of barriers within the bank's operation as well as its attitudes toward client service. The latter entails reaching out to consumers, improving relationships with them, making one feel special, and promoting a fresh approach to banking while also changing the face of traditional banking. For Malaysian Islamic Bank, we chose RHB Banking Group. RHB Banking Group is a multinational regional financial service provider dedicated to providing complete solutions to customers through differentiated segment offerings and an ecosystem that supports simple, fast, and seamless customer experiences backed by a cohesive and inspired workforce and a strong stakeholder relationships. RHB has substantial market leadership in Malaysia across targeted product and segment, ranking among the top banks in Malaysia and with a large presence in Asia. RHB is present in the ASEAN area, includes 9 countries and employs over 14,000 people. Malaysia's RHB Banking Group is a fully integrated financial services company. Group Community Banking, Group Wholesale Banking, Group Sharia Business, Group International Business, and Group Insurance are the 5 business pillars that make up the group's primary activities. And for FAS Islamic Bank, we chose Jordan Islamic Bank. The Jordan Islamic Bank for Finance and Investment was established as a public shareholding limited company in 1978 to conduct financing, banking, and investment activities in accordance with the provisions of the Noble Islamic Sharia, according to the Jordan Islamic Bank Law number 13 for the year 1978. And the aforementioned law was cancelled and replaced by a special chapter on Islamic Bank within the Banking Law number 28 for the year 2000 and became effective as of August 2, 2000. The bank provides banking, investment, and financing services through its branches which is they have 84 branches and 26 offices spread throughout the kingdom. And in addition to the Al-Bandar office, it also provides 306 ATM services in branches and public utilities throughout Jordan. About 2,434 male and female employees work in the Islamic Bank who have sufficient experience and know how to provide Islamic banking services, and the number of customer accounts operating in the bank reached about 1,080,000 accounts. For basis of preparation, as for Afin Bank, except for the following asset and liability, which are stated at fair value, the unaudited condensed interim financial statements for the financial period under review were prepared using the historical cost convention. First, financial asset at FVTPL. Second, financial investment and at FVOCI and derivative financial instruments. The unaudited condensed interim financial statements were prepared in accordance with MFRS 134 interim financial reporting issued by the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board, Chapter 9, Part K of the Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad Listing Requirements, and the Bank Negara Malaysia Policy Document on Financial Reporting. The audited financial statements of the group and the bank for the financial year ended 31st December 2020 should be read in conjunction with the unaudited condensed interim financial statements. The interim financial statements explanatory notes explain events and transactions that are important to understanding the developments in the groups and the bank's financial status and performance since the financial year ended 31st December 2020. For Malaysian Islamic Bank, the bank's financial statements were prepared in line with Malaysian Financial Reporting Standards, International Financial Reporting Standards, and Malaysian Companies Act 2019 regulations. Financial assets and financial liabilities, including derivative financial instruments, were revalued at FVOCI, and the financial assets and financial liabilities, including derivative financial instruments, were revalued at fair value through profit or loss. The use of critical accounting estimates and assumption in the preparation of financial statements in accordance with MFRS, a fact that reported amounts of assets and liabilities and disclosure of contingent assets and liabilities at the date of the financial statement, as well as the reported amount of revenues and expenses during the reported financial year. It also calls for directors to use their discretion when adopting the bank's accounting policies. Actual results may differ from these estimates and judgment, which are based on the director's best understanding of current events and activities. And the basis of preparation for Jordan Islamic Bank, in the absence of financial accounting standard issued by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, the accompanying consolidated financial statements of the bank and its subsidiaries financed from the bank's funds and joint investment funds have been prepared in accordance with the financial accounting standard issued by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions. The bank follows all applicable local laws, as well as the Central Bank of Jordan direction and regulation, except for financial asset at fair value through owner's equity, financial asset at fair value through joint investment, account holders equity, financial asset at amortized cost, and investment in real estate. The consolidated financial statements are prepared on a historical cost basis. Jordanian dinars, the bank's functional currency, are used to display the consolidated financial accounts. It's important to distinguish between owner's equity and joint investment account holders. Unrestricted investment account refer to shared investment account whenever the term is used.
Okay, this is conventional product and its Islamic alternative. For saving or current account, in conventional bank, they offer the saving or current account, but this product is not a Sharia product. As the alternative to make the product become a Sharia compliance product, Islamic Bank has offered a saving account as an alternative to saving or current account that has been offered by the conventional bank. The saving account uses Qardul Hasan as its contract, which is a contract that Sharia compliance. The saving I account enable you to deposit your money safely without any worries because it is based on the principle of God and the money may be withdrawn at any time. For fixed deposit, in Islamic alternative, the banks offer for commodity murabaha deposit I, which they want to replace the concept from the conventional banking product, which is fixed deposit was not follow the Sharia principle. Other than that, the contract that will be used in Islamic alternative, which is tawarruk arrangement that generally used for fixed deposit product. A tawarruk consists of two sale and purchase contract, which the first involves the sale of an asset by a seller to a purchaser on a deferred basis. Subsequently, the purchaser of the first sale will sell the same asset to third party on a cash and spot basis. Next, the principal protect, which the principal to be the return of demand. The amount is given as sale proceed to the bank and the bank is the owner of funds and liability while customer is owner of debt. Next is letter of credit. In Islamic alternative, the banks offer letter of credit, which is a written undertaking given by RHB Islamic Bank Berhad to the seller at your request and instruction to pay at a site or at a determinable future date up to a state sum of money within a prescribed time limit and against compliant presentation of stipulated documents and which they want to replace the concept from the conventional banking product, which is letter of credit. Aside from that, the contract that will be used in the Islamic alternative LCI is governed by the wakalah principle, which refers to an agency arrangement between the bank and you in which the bank as the agent issue the letter of credit to you based on your application.
Next is property financing. Commodity murabaha term financing I for home or property is a financing to assist you in purchasing under in construction and completed residential or commercial property in the Islamic alternative. The financing of completed property is also permitted under this product, which aims to replace the concept of property financing in conventional banking product, which does not adhere to Sharia principles. Aside from that, financing is a conventional banking product. This contract will be used in the Islamic alternative, which are Sharia concept applicable to commodity murabaha term financing I for home or property, commodity murabaha term financing I for facilitated by brokers between the bank, customer and the commodity suppliers. It is the trading of deferred payment to the bank for the commodity sale price, which include the cost price and total profit. With the tawaruk concept, you will receive cash proceeds in exchange for commodities sold to a third party. The cash proceeds will be used to finance the purchase of your desired home or property. Tawaruk follows, which consists of two sale and purchase contract. The first involves a seller selling on asset to a purchaser on a deferred basis. Following that, the first sales purchaser will sell the sale asset to a third party at a cost and on a spot basis. Finally, there is wakalah. Wakalah is a contract in which one party acts as principal or muwakil, authorizes another party to act as his agent in matters that may be delegated with or without the imposition of a fee. Next is differences of components in statement of financial position. After we study the report from each bank, we identified that there are a few differences in statement of financial position. Firstly, the differences of items in asset. The first one in the conventional bank that we have chosen, which is Afrin Bank Berhad. Under asset of Afrin Bank Berhad, there is loans, advances and trading. Meanwhile, in Islamic Bank, which are RHB Islamic Bank and Jordan Islamic Bank, there is no loans, advances and trading that stated in statement of financial position. This is because in Islamic Bank, they do not offer loans but they offer financing through Sharia compliant most of investment and transaction. In loans, there will be interest that the customer need to pay in conventional bank, but in Islamic bank, interest is prohibited because the main practices that are considered unlawful in Islamic finance are usury, ambiguity in contract, and gambling. Riba is haram in all of its aspects. Next item is trade receivable in Afin Bank Berhad. Trade receivable are defined as the amount owed to a business by its customer following the sale of goods or services or credit. In statement of financial position, there is no trade receivable was stated. Meanwhile, in Jordan Islamic Bank, Qad Al-Hasa was stated in statement of financial position under assets. Qad Al-Hasa is a loan extended on a goodwill basis, mainly for welfare purpose. The borrower need only pay back the amount they borrow with no interest. On principle, Islam does not allow interest. Should a borrower encounter difficulty, the lender must extend the repayment time. They can voluntarily waive repayment of part of the loan or all of it. This type of contract does not have in Afrin Bank Berhad because the loan in Afrin Bank Berhad. Next is differences in statement of financial position under items, liabilities and equity. In RHB Islamic Bank, they must pay for provision for tax and zakat. But in conventional bank, which is Afrin Bank Berhad, they just only pay for provision for taxation. In Islamic bank, in achieving this objective of having an equitable, fair and compassionate ummah, the responsibility to pay zakat lies not only on Muslim individuals but also to business. One of the most important economic activities encouraged by the Prophet Rasulullah SAW is business. All Muslims are required to pay zakat. Licensed Islamic banks or any banks embedded the word Islam or enmeshed with the obligatory act to pay zakat. In fact, business zakat is obligatory for all types of businesses. In equity for Afrin Bank Berhad, there is no controlling asset stated in statement of financial position. Different with RHB Islamic Bank and Jordan Islamic Bank that not stated in the bank. A non-controlling interest, also known as a minority interest, is an ownership position in which a shareholder holds less than 50% of the outstanding shares but has no say in decision making. Non-controlling interests are calculated using the net asset value of the entity and do not take into consideration possibility voting rights. A non-controlling investment differs from a controlling or majority interest in a firm where the investor has voting rights and may typically influence the company's direction.
Okay, next, different of component in statement of comprehensive income strategy. From the layout that we have studied in annual report from each bank, we already identified that have a different of component in statement of comprehensive income. Firstly, for the commercial bank in Malaysia that we have choose, which is Afrin Bank Berhad, only tax stated as the expenses in Sochi, different with Jordan Islamic Bank and RHB Islamic Bank that we have choose as the Islamic Bank, FBS and Islamic Bank in Malaysia need to pay zakat and tax also. Islamic Bank must adhere to Sharia law which derived from Quran and Sunnah. One of the requirement of Sharia law applicable of the Islamic Bank is they are obligated to pay zakat. On the other hand, the Malaysian government encouraged the organisation, including Islamic Bank, to actively participate with corporate social responsibility that we call CSR. Next is the difference about the item that will be reclassified and not be reclassified subsequently to profit or loss. For the conventional bank, which is Afrin Bank Berhad, the components such as net fair value change in financial investment at FVOCI, debt instrument, net credit impairment loss change in financial investment at FVOCI, net gain on financial investment measured at FVOCI reclassified to profit or loss on disposal debt instrument, and deferred tax on financial investment at FBOC, why the RHB Islamic Bank only have unrealized net loss or gain on regulation, net transfer income statement on disposal, changes in expected credit loss, and income tax relating to component of other comprehensive income. FBOCI stand for Fair Value Through Other Comprehensive Income. They have three classification categories for financial asset under IFRS 9, which are financial investment are amortized cost, financial asset through other comprehensive income, and financial asset at FVTPL. These all categories will be applicable in this debt instrument. Lastly is for Jordan Islamic Bank. They didn't have any component of reclassified and non-reclassified subsequently to profit or loss. Lastly is distribution of total comprehensive income. For the conventional bank in Malaysia, which is FE member HUD, total comprehensive income will distribute to equity holder of the bank. While for RHB Islamic Bank and Jordan Islamic Bank, there's no distribution of total comprehensive income to equity holder of the bank. So for the conclusion, all Malaysian bank or financial institution need to prepare a financial report adhere to the standard set by AIOF to ensure that all the report comply with the standard policy. Jordan Islamic Bank, for example, is an Islamic bank that need to comply with standard or financial accounting standard guideline. Islamic in the process of development, people are beginning to realize that they should contribute to the Islamic economy, and they have begun to find it. Instead of using traditional product, instead of choosing Sharia compliant product. Currently, Islamic banks are actively expanding their activities, including product and fund that can meet the need of Malaysian Muslims. They offer one alternative for Muslim customers, such as saving account and saving account that use contract record. Other than that, when each of the other bank provide a complete annual report, we can analyze the performance of the bank, whether it is a good level or not. In addition, through the operational framework of Islamic and conventional bank, we also can see how the product work. It is important for each bank to record all their transaction properly in the report, because if not, there are many issues will occur. In the process of preparing financial statement, there are many aspects that need to emphasize, such as all the reports should follow all the guidelines and standards. So that's all from us. Thank you.